Ever since I could walk, I've been holding a bat. I've been around softball. My dad was a baseball coach, so from a very young age, I was immersed in the game and absolutely fell in love with it and never looked back. I was blessed with an opportunity to play collegiate softball at USC Upstate. We got to go to a regional my freshman year, and as part of that, we got to go to the University of Tennessee and compete on TV at the highest level. And for me, that was a dream come true. I had a really cool opportunity to travel to the Middle East to go on a softball mission trip. And the opportunities to share personal testimonies arose, and we were able to have conversations that we never would have been able to have in spaces that were highly unlikely to get into without the game. And it left me with a dream and a vision to see that happen more often, because I think sports are an awesome gateway. You can be on a softball field and have conversations that wouldn't really happen otherwise, and you can break down the walls and the barriers that wouldn't happen in, say, a regular classroom or just day-to-day life. That fall, I made the decision to transfer to Columbia International University, and it was at CIU under my head coach that I began to realize that softball could be worship. It wasn't just an avenue to get into spaces, and that again brought the joy back in a more sustaining and lasting way, because I think when you're worshiping, doing something that you love and that the Lord has blessed you with, it's one of the most beautiful things you can experience. And it was such a sweet reminder for me of just continuing to remember the joy in the game matters most, but also just continued to remind me that the joy in the game is what sets us apart as believers, and they see that and they notice that, and that causes them to ask questions like, how can you strike out 3 times in a game and still be okay? Because the competitiveness in us doesn't want to be okay with that. But the reality is, when my identity is no longer wrapped up in my performance, I can strike out 3 times a game and be okay. It's not fun, but I'm okay, because the joy is still there because of who Jesus is to me. When I first started thinking about turning softball into a ministry, and I started to think about ministry partners and people that I wanted to be a part of it, Fellowship Greenville was at the top of that list for me. I grew up in this church, and in so many ways I consider it a family, and I consider it a community that has been around me for so many stages of life. To me, it makes it extremely special that Fellowship Greenville gets to be a part of this journey and this ministry with me.